told you I could give you life, would you leave the boundaries of your mind? I bet you never even knew that there's a universe inside of you. Can I take your pain and make it go away? Would you let me be your getaway? No, 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 I bet you never knew there's a universe inside of you. Can I?
I wanted to find out, how did shamanic dance start? What's the origin of this dance?
I developed the shamanic dance as an exercise to demonstrate how you can shift in between masculine and feminine principles. Within the dance, you get a chance to experience both of those energies within yourself, and you get a chance to merge with someone without being so caught up in the physicality. So I wanted to create an experience that goes in line with what I teach about bringing the harmony within a relationship between a man and a woman by shifting in and out of masculine and feminine principles without being so rigid to stay stuck in one expression of energy. The first time I brought the shamanic dance out to the public was when I started to do shamanic dance circles with women. And I wanted to create a space where women can connect with me as being the bridge to connect with the divine masculine, to where they can purge all of their pain and anger that they have towards men and give that to me, so I can transmute it within the space of honoring the feminine by doing the shamanic dance, by doing a group meditation that I used to lead. So the shamanic dance was an aspect of the shamanic dance circle, which was the original event that I put together for honoring women to help heal the pain between the masculine and the feminine. Okay, so the actual origin of the shamanic dance started with myself. I began to open up spiritually, and my spirit began to open, and I noticed that my spirit would want to move when I would hear certain types of music. So I started to spirit dance by myself initially.
Painting stories with our lips, feel like a wave washing over me, pulling me underneath, sinking slowly.
What I decided to do was to bring that aspect of surrendering to your own essence into a dual exercise. And once I thought of that concept, I realized that I could also use it as a way to teach how to shift in and out of the masculine and feminine principles. So it started with myself surrendering to my own energy, which led to surrendering with a partner.
Nothing but those blue skies. Why'd I leave my old life? Blame it on your gray eyes. Oh, but love's deceiving. You know I've tried. Came to California. Every time you dress me, I break your heart. And every time you kiss me, it's just okay. And every time you're with me, I'm far away. Yeah, yeah. Riding up the coastline, swimming in the moonlight. Nothing lasts forever. Yeah, even on the west side.
one of the things that's really interesting about shamanic dance is that it has an open architecture. So there's other additional elements of it that have been added to it over time. Of course, we have the primary dance that people do that's back to back, but there are other forms of it, like the surrender walk, or the twin flame circuit, or the four-way circuit, or the line circuit, and even there's what we call a hands flow. So there's all these different ways in which people can express, allowing their masculine and feminine energy to flow, that lead to a greater, more holistic experience. And that's one of the reasons why we decided to expand it to doing a certification, so that people can grasp all those skills and employ those to better help themselves and their community.
So the surrender walk is an exercise that I came up with to help men and women further the experience of surrender. This is what the shamanic dance was all about, surrendering to each other. But the surrender walk is a way to allow your partner to guide you within walking, and it feels like they're carrying you along in love. So it generates this feeling of, I know you got me, and I'm allowing you to lead me with love. So the surrender walk puts you into a connective state where you feel the energy merge in this way as well, you know, and then you switch. So the man will lead with the walk, and then the woman will lead with the walk. So that way you get to have each other's back, and you get to shift in between the masculine and feminine principles again. So the surrender walk is very simple, but it's very effective.
So this is the first time I'm ever doing the surrender walk, and I felt, you know, it was very nice being in the lead. I felt after a few steps we kind of synced up a bit. I felt your love surrounding me. I felt you connecting with my soul and me guiding us both forward. It was beautiful. Okay, just like that?
Exactly like that.
Exhale. But I felt like, you know, this is exactly where I want to be, right here, hugging Denmark, you know? It's like, I love being here. This is a great space, you know, like this is a safe space. And I think maybe even just like this is a perfect way to connect with somebody. That's what I was thinking, you know, and that was on the walk here, so that's when he was leading. And then I think he kind of felt like, okay, her legs are pretty short, like I can't be taking my long ass steps, you know, I'm like dragging her, you know, so he adjusted. And then once he adjusted, I was like, that's so considerate. Oh my God, you know, so I kept hearing like love and trust. Like I'm closing my eyes, you know, but I would open them every once in a while though, like just to peek the scene. But for me, it definitely felt like a sensual thing too. Like this is how I want to walk to the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt that. You know, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say what I feel. But I felt that. You know, like I felt like this is nice. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's your fault. It's your fault.
You're talking to the camera. One of the things we noticed as we started exploring shamanic dance is there's a lot more to it than we initially thought. When we first started doing it, we would do it for about 5 minutes, and we started seeing some really cool results. But we decided to experiment with it, and we pushed it. So let's do this dance for an hour. Let's do this dance for 2 hours and see what happens. And we really came back with some very interesting, sort of amazing results. And so we decided, let's write these things down. Let's take note of them. And what we came up with essentially is that shamanic dance is a healing modality. It's an energetic healing modality. And we have 7 signs of mastery. And so those 7 signs are, first, when you're dancing, there's a certain point where you reach a level of being in sync with your partner, where even though you are not looking at each other, you are back to back, there is a perfect harmony where someone looking at you from the outside, it would look as if y'all are one organism, one thing flowing just beautifully to the music. That's one sign of mastery. Another sign of mastery is that at a certain point, you just dissolve into your partner. That there is a oneness, a stillness that happens. And this is really amazing because I come from a meditation background. We know when people meditate, a lot of times it takes them years to get to this place. And sometimes it takes them 2 or 3 hours to get to this place of perfect stillness. But we found in shamanic dance, a person can do this dance for the first time. They dance extended enough and they go into it. Both of the partners a lot of times reach that place of stillness and perfect oneness together at the same time. So that's really beautiful, really powerful, really amazing. Okay, now we're gonna do 4-way shamanic dance. So this dance is a little bit more about surrender because you can't exactly get in sync with everyone at the same time. So you kind of gotta just let go and let whatever happens happen. And then the dance teaches you how to flow. Do you notice a difference between when you do the 2-partner versus 4-way? Or is it pretty much the same flow for you?
Yeah, it's a difference. I've experienced in the 4-person one this phenomenon where it feels like you become a society. So you sync up and like you learn these different people and different interactions, and everybody's personality, it feels like different people have a different role, like in a society. Very interesting feeling. Or of course, when you're just working with one person, you're just learning that person. You have like, I think I'm still doing it. Oh shit. So yeah, so it's a difference.
Another sign of mastery is that people allow themselves to purge. We've seen so many things coming up from shamanic dance for people busting into fits of laughter, for tears, for blockages from past relationships coming up, for people experiencing pleasurable sensations. So another sign that you reach a level of mastery is that you allow yourself to experience what we call orgasmic waves, right? So what we've seen is that as people do this dance and they really get in sync and they really allow themselves to let go, you can go into what we call the orgasmic state for 20 minutes, 30 minutes at a time, and even bounce that energy back and forth between you and your partner, which is really amazing. It's something that we don't really get a chance to see in any other healing modality. So that's another feature and another sign of mastery.
It's like on every level I gain a gift. Just so the first day it was sexually, learning like that I could orgasm without having sex. That was cool. Or and that's something that you never, nobody tells you that. Like it's always, oh, you can masturbate, but you don't even have to touch yourself. No one has to really even be touching you. So that was very, very powerful. And just to see women just so comfortable with their sexuality, and there's no shame, and you don't have men like trying to like pray at you, or you don't feel objectified in your sexuality. So that was very powerful.
As you learn more about energy, we teach people as they're doing shamanic dance how to do energy projection while you're doing the dance. So essentially, you can do shamanic dance energy healing. So being able to project, being able to, as you're dancing, impact your partner through sound, through energy projection, through intention is another sign of mastery. Another thing that we notice is as you get better and better at shamanic dancing, you do it for an extended period of time, you begin to go into states of trance. And in those trance states, you will experience a sense of timelessness, you experience visions, you experience your heightened levels of intuition, and that's why we call it shamanic dance. So that's another sign of mastery, that you're able to enter into trance and get these experiences as you're doing the dance. All right, so how y'all feeling?
Hi.
High.
High?
That's a good answer. High without no marijuana.
Organically high.
It takes a minute to kind of, you know, like I said, like Demar said over there, just kind of like finding that connection with somebody and being like on the same wave as them. And then when it starts, it's just like you can't abruptly stop it. It's just like we've already started this motion now, and so it takes time, you know, to end. But it's a peaceful space, so it's like, you know, your body's naturally like, you know, I found it now. I don't want it to end. You know, like I'm zoned. I'm good. It's also elemental. You know, it kind of gets you in tune with something like that. At one point in time, I don't know about you, it just kind of just felt like we were just.
It's a water dance.
Yeah, we was definition of water. Yeah, we was just like waving, you know, and I really was able to kind of connect with that. Yeah.
The final sign of mastery is that you are able to talk another person through and walk another person through their blockages as they are dancing. You may be dancing with a partner and they may be a little tense, or they may be shy about surrendering or letting go, or entering into their masculine, entering into their feminine. But that you are able to, through dialogue, coach this person from the beginning, wherever they are, to these signs of mastery that we're talking about is the final sign of mastery. Did y'all find that it was easy to kind of surrender and then also to kind of assert yourself? Or did you notice that one was more of a challenge, or one that you gravitated to more or less?
Sometimes I have that issue. So I call myself a solo dancer. I can dance perfectly fine. So in all the years of dancing, I've been able to do that with ease. But when it comes to dancing with a partner, it's been a fight because I'm always going to take over. So in this situation, I was dealing with the energy that looks like he has the same issue. So I went through the process of saying, let me give in to this and let me just flow. And so that allowed me to really just flow within the process of, and then the synergy began from there. So it was good to give in.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's one of the benefits of shamanic dance, is just your nervous system kind of teaches you along the way, right? And then there's no wrong way to do it. So you might have been going through it and then you realize at a certain point, this is not working, right?
Yeah.
And I gotta go the other way. And, oh, there it is, right? And then you find it and then you're in that groove. So that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Anybody else?
For you, for you. For you, are you down for me, down for me? Are you down for me, down for me? Are you down for me? You still down for me?
So we decided to do shamanic dance certification to give people the ability to become shamanic dance healers, shamanic dance energy healers. We think this is a beautiful way for people to engage collectively in spirituality, for them to work on their masculine and feminine balance, for them to help harmonize their relationships and the relationship with people inside the community in general. In doing shamanic dance certification, we want you to come away from it with 3 specific skill sets. The ability to do a one-on-one shamanic dance session with someone and use that as a healing modality, to be able to do a shamanic dance party that's fun, that's free-flowing, that's a little less structured, and to do a Shamanic Dance Rebirth, which is this really structured sort of extended event that allows you to use people and circuits to create an even more powerful and enhanced experience.
So join us to help spread this revolutionary healing modality and bring in a fun way to express ourselves from the essence. And we want you to come on board to help us spread the seed of the shamanic dance.